So welcome to Hammer Time Podcast, episode 55.5, I believe. It's the House of War again. It's the final round of the group stages. And I'm here once again with Mr. James Macdonnel from Team Ireland.
Thanks for having me back once again.
Well, you're just about allowed back because you got enough points in the last game.
Yeah, well, we'd both have to stop going, I think.
Yeah, I think maybe that was a good sign for us to quit while we're ahead. In that game.
Maybe just retiring now.
So what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the last round in House of War, where I actually played against James himself. And then we're going to talk about the final rounds of the group stages and the pairings, and talk about each matchup. But before that, for those listening or watching on YouTube, you can see that I have a massive black eye and this one of these sides of my face. I can't really quite work out which side it is. So if I look a bit strange or like I have makeup on, I'm not wearing makeup. It's just a black eye from rugby at the weekend. And also, I've started a new hobby channel on YouTube called HPM Hobby. You can like and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be a hobby channel based around basically things I do in the hobby, mostly focused on sculpting, because that's kind of what I do most of. And so if you're interested in getting some hobby tips or just watching more content for 9th Age or miniature games, you can check that one out. Also on Instagram and Twitter, but these things are a bit work in progress for me. So please follow and like and share and all that, and then hopefully we can build the channel up together and get more content out for you. So without any further ado, I think we will go straight into our House of War game, James.
Yeah,
So
cool.
do you want to quickly just go through the list for the people who haven't been following on at home?
Yeah, will I do my own and you do yours, or?
Yeah, let's go for it.
So my list has a Vermin Demon, 2 Tyrants on Monstrous Rats with halberds, heavy armor and shields, and then a BSB with MR4. Then I have 4 units of 10 footpads with Musicians and Vanguard, 25 Vermin Guard with full command and the Lightning Rod, 3 14s of Plague Disciples with Champions, and 2 Dreadmills. So just spamming all the kind of
spamming all the good stuff.
Yeah, just really mobile, run around the place.
Yeah. And my list was Vampire Covenant list. I have a Courtier on a Monstrous Revenant. He's got Monster Hunter. He's an Adept of Occultism. He's got a Shield, Heavy Armor, Basalt Infusion, a Lance, Talisman of Shielding for that good old combo with Hand of Glory. Got a Vampire Courtier again, independent with Hour of the Wolf this time, so gives the units with stride. He's got Adept of Evocation. He's the BSB with the Legion Standard, and he's got a Halberd, and he's got Destiny's Call. And then the Necromancer, who is the General with Dead Rise. He's a Wizard Adept of Alchemy with Necromantic Staff. 2 Banshees, 37 Ghouls and Champion, 4 Bat Swarms, 20 Zombies with Musician, 37 Beauregard with Shields, Standard Bearer, Flaming Banner, and full command. 5 Vampire Knights with Musician and 2 Barcalax. So what was the scenario that we were playing, James?
So we played Breakthrough, wasn't it?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. So we Breakthrough, and then I think we rolled in circle for our map.
Yeah. And you got the big middle, if I remember correctly.
I think so, yeah.
The big
we were taking pictures. What we at, like turn 2 or something? When you asked me, was I taking pictures?
Yeah. Again, we forgot to take pictures, but I think we can kind of go through the game in what we remember.
Yeah.
And then just talk about the main talking points.
So what did you think going into the match?
I thought it was okay-ish for me.
Yeah, like 13 plus or
12, 13 probably.
Including secondary or just
everything included, because I figured I could zone your scoring out pretty well.
Yeah.
And my plan was to take the second turn and then make sure that you didn't have, if you wanted to push up the scoring late in the game, that I could just charge you off with the Varkalax or whatever units I'd kind of left back there to to zone you out, and then the plan was just to push up with the blocks and try and get into the deployment zone, which is essentially what happened.
Yeah, pretty much. I think I predicted 10-ish kind of. I thought it was going to be a draw. I thought maybe I'd win the secondary with the scoring, but I wasn't sure because obviously your Barcalax and stuff. But I think I actually predicted the game completely wrong because I thought I was going to kill all your small bits and I couldn't touch 2 blocks.
Yeah, but the other thing happened.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, okay, well I'm going to pick up the 2 Barcalax, I'm going to pick up the Knights, but I'm not getting the rest.
Yeah.
Maybe get the Vampire if he tries to fight things, but I was like, oh, I'm definitely not going to pick up the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
But then, see, that's the exact opposite of what happened in the whole game.
So I feel like I won the deployment because I had my units where I wanted to be, or against your units where they didn't want to be. So like for example, I didn't really want the wheels to be close to the Vampire Knights or to the Courtier on the Revenant for obvious reasons. And because you deployed them both on one side, I could kind of put them over on the other side, so that was good for me. I didn't mind so much the Varkalax being near them because I have the Fortitude save.
Yeah.
So that, like, you dropping for the first turn allowed me to out-deploy you, I felt. I don't know how you felt about it, but...
Yeah, probably. I was talking to David from Team Ireland today, and I was kind of saying to him, like, not specifically about this game, but just that the wheels in general are kind of shit. Like, I was going to be controversial. No one's going to believe that, but they're not good. They're whatever 680 points or something for the pair of them, and what they do is what I said to him earlier is basically what you just said there. Of I drop for first, put the 2 wheels down, and you put all your stuff on the other side.
Yeah. So at least the stuff that they're going to kill, right?
If I drop for first and I put them there, I know exactly where your monsters are going to be, and it's going to be the opposite side of the board. So they do that, and then they draw a lot of firepower people have shooting, I find, but they never kill their points.
Mm.
And I don't know why people are so afraid of them.
Maybe if you drop one on either side, then you always have something to shoot at.
Maybe, but then I'm kind of if I have one, I have 18-inch shooting, so if I go up to shoot your Revenant, I'm not going to kill him. And then he's going to charge in and just beat the shit out of me, whereas if I have a pair, I can probably kill a monster.
Yeah.
But maybe it's better off just chipping away at both. I don't know, maybe.
I'm not sure what the right answer is. I guess it depends on a lot of things, right?
Yeah.
But from my remembrance, what happened was you took the first turn, you pushed up a bit, tried to kill some bat swarms. I kind of wiggled up a bit. I charged your footpads on the right side with my Vampire Knights, knowing that if you charge in the Vermin Demon to the Vampire Knights, which was kind of trying to zone them, that the Vermin Demon will probably be there for a couple of turns.
Yeah.
And it would allow me to push up with the rest of my army into the middle. So you fled, but you didn't go very far, and I caught you, but it kind of had the same effect. So I got one of your scoring units, and then the demon didn't want to charge because I think you realised what was going to happen.
Yeah, the 5 attacks isn't enough to reliably do anything.
No, even with even hitting on 3s and wounding on 2s, you may be doing 4 or 3 wounds, and I'm going to be stood there for a while.
But it's pretty easy for it to go horribly wrong and get 2 hits and then 1 wound, and then you're oh shit. No.
Yeah, and then you get counter-charged by the Barrow Guard or something like that.
Yeah, it's just not. It's too risky to. He needs a stomp to be able to charge a small unit.
Yeah, and then all your Plague Disciples failed the Frenzy test. Every single unit, basically.
Yeah, I made a mistake there with not having the demon around. I kind of forgot until I think I made my turn 1 moves and then you made yours, and halfway through your movement I was ah shit, yeah, they frenzy there.
Yeah, I think they all failed their frenzy and none of them made a charge, or maybe one made a charge because I put a Banshee up to shoot some of them.
Yeah, I think one went into a Banshee, one opted to go past the Banshee into a long charge and an 11 or 12 into your ghouls.
Yeah.
And failed that, and then the other one I think took another kind of long charge or didn't.
Yeah. Or it didn't make the Banshee or something like that.
Yeah, maybe, but
So my plan was to kind of put the Banshee out and kill a few of the disciples before they got to the ghouls and before they got to the Beauregard. And it didn't really work because I rolled like shit in the combat and didn't kill any of your guys.
Yeah, and she was crap.
And then so then she popped, unfortunately. I don't think you did one wound, and obviously you have a charge, and I didn't do any wounds, so I managed to popped.
Yeah, because I remember doing my like toxics. I didn't wound with the toxics, and then I did my hits, and I think I got the one wound, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, now I'm like gonna lose this.
Yeah.
But
then I was kind of hoping.
Yeah, but then you did absolutely nothing. I was like, oh okay. But yeah, that was kind of big, but.
Yeah, and then because of that position where you were in there, it allowed me to kind of do a double charge, one with the ghouls into them, even though they were stood in a ruin, and then the Varklak into, was it your vermin? No, something else. It was one of the dreadmills, yeah. So I charged into with the ghouls and overran, and then fought twice with the dreadmill.
Yeah.
And then in your turn, you kind of turned to face me, and then I charged the BSB bunker with the ghouls, thinking that would be an easy combat for me to win.
Yeah, so like I remember saying to you after the ghouls went through the wheel, and I was like, I'm pretty fucked now. Like.
Yeah, I was like, okay, this one's going well, and then Beauregard were kind of holding the fort in the middle.
Yeah. They'd been charged, I think, by like a unit of disciples and
one of the rats, right?
One of the rats, and they'd beaten them back after a couple of turns.
Yeah, and I just couldn't, for some reason I couldn't do that last wound on your first rat. Well, I killed the first rat that came in, and then the second rat came in, and I couldn't kill that one.
The first rat fled away then.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
And then the second one came in and would not die.
Yeah.
So then the demon came into their flank and crumbled them off eventually.
Yeah, and that was pretty much the crux of the game. Like the ghouls failed to kill the vermin guard with the BSB.
I think I did like 9 or 10 wounds with 15 vermin.
It was too many.
Yeah, and then the next turn you just crumbled off because you had like 8 ghouls left to start the second round of combat or something.
Yeah, and I think I fucked up a magic phase somewhere in there, and I just didn't get enough raises off. Or something like that, and the Beauregard were eventually worn down by everything.
Yeah, I think that phase actually what happened was I killed your champion and I didn't want you to raise him. So I let you have reroll to wound because I was like, you're going to kill the monstrous rat anyway because you've 1 wound left.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, you can do that. And then I'll like not let you have your champion so that my demon can at least stomp your unit. But then you failed with reroll to wound. You still failed to put the last wound on the.
Yeah, exactly. And then I couldn't turn to face the demon because I was still engaged in 2 sides.
Yeah. So that all just panned out, and I ended up stomping the block out somehow.
Yeah, and so I lost actually quite a lot of stuff in the end, and killed quite a lot of stuff as well. But because I'd got the Vampire Knights into the corner, I won the scenario. So it was a pretty bloody game in the end, and you were up 5 points in the end, but I was up on the scenario, which gave it, I think it was 11-9 to me, right?
Yeah, I think I was up like 700 points-ish, and then you got the secondary, so it was 11-9. Yeah. But it was essentially just, I killed the opposite of everything that I thought would be easy to kill.
Yeah, I think it's definitely my inexperience of playing the vampires, like knowing like when to raise and when not to raise and how much to raise. And
yeah, I mean, there was that, and I think there was a big factor as well of like just stupid dice and stuff. You definitely
there was a few
better, and I misread the matchup, but like I just got away with it because like things just kept sticking.
Yeah, there was a few quite low leadership or discipline tests that you made, I think, as well.
Yeah, there was, and then there was like just things like your vampire with his 3 or 4 attacks, and he has to do 1 wound.
Yeah, it's like hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. Just didn't do anything. Yeah, no saves. Yeah, because of the flaming and AP3.
Yeah, so it was constant little things like that. But I think that's kind of maybe part of the problem with these MSU lists, like what I'm running now, is that like because there's so many little things going on that don't matter, but like once one of them goes your way, the opponent with his big block is just kind of fucked. Like.
Are you enjoying the MSU style?
Kinda. I feel dirty doing it, like. But it's really good. Like it's just having those units of footpads that are like 170 points. Then you have like 300 points for 14 disciples. The guys on the rats are like 345 or something. Everything's like, bar the demon, everything's under 400 points and it's like super good.
Yeah.
So it's a bit weird. I think the game at the moment is all like single models and chariots, and that just seems to be the trend.
Yeah.
And blocks get outmaneuvered, and like the guy who has the more things and the faster things can pick when he wants to fight the block. So I prefer to play blocks, but this seems to work better.
So this is maybe the way that you're going to move with the vermin for now, or?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, from what I've seen on the forums and the spoilers so far, the new army book is going to change that, and you'll have to run blocks, which is good, I think. But for now, I'm going to like milk the whole MSU crap until it's gone. I have all the models there as well, almost painted, so hopefully we'll get a real life event in before.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I'm getting a bit sick of UB all the time.
Yeah, I mean it's good and it's nice, and like it was fun playing you today because you can just have a chat for like 3 hours and play a game. Like,
yeah.
It's really not the same.
No, not at all. So let's move on to the next round. So who do you have in the next round?
So I am playing Ollie Matter from Team Wales.
So that was who I was paired up against in the second round, right?
Yeah,
with the Warriors. So this is with the two chosen lords, both on War Dice, both with Pride. One has a 1-up 5-up and the Burning Portent, and the other one has 2-up 4-up with a Titanic Might Halberd.
Yeah.
It's got a Wizard Master Sorcerer and Evocation with a 3-up save, paired weapons, and magical heirloom. 2 units of warriors, 118 with Banner of Relentless Company full command, 110 with Lust and a Champion. It's got 8 Warhounds, a Chosen Chariot of Sloth, 5 Warrior Knights with Lance, Pride, and a Champion. 2 units of 5 Flayers, one of them with Shield, both with Skinning Lash, and 2 Feldrak Elders with paired weapons. So, what's the scenario for this, and how do you feel about it?
This is secure target, so the 2 pennies. So I mean that's usually a draw.
Do you think?
Yeah, usually it's a draw. So like, cause he can just stand on 1 penny, and like I'm not going to shift the warrior block.
No.
But then the warrior block's not running at me, so that's kind of okay.
Well, he can also pick it up and then march at you.
No, it's the 2 pennies. So like the ones where you just drop the 2.
Okay, just 2 pennies. Yeah, sorry.
Sorry, yeah. So that's probably going to be a draw, and then I'm not sure. I think I can outfight him. He has 5-up toxic saves on like all the stuff, but I still have a ton of hits and like.
I think the Feldrax might cause you a bit of problem.
Maybe. Like, the demon's magic and the wheels should be able to deal with them.
Oh yeah, you got the wheels.
In theory, but it depends, like.
They're just really fast.
Yeah. I think... Or I fancy, like, the monstrous rats against the Feldrax, I think. I reckon the monstrous rat can give it a good go.
Yeah, toxic breath weapon. I think you want to use the toxic breath weapons on the chaff, to be honest.
Yeah, definitely. So the chaff, I think I probably want to kill the chaff first. Because once it's out of the way, so I have like 40 slings and some missiles to try and kill the chaff.
Yeah, well that should deal with the warhounds.
Yeah.
And the flayers can be dealt with a swift breath weapon to the face.
Yeah.
But also magic missiles. And then you've got the warrior knights as well, which can also be dealt with the toxic.
Yeah, and I think if I can put some wounds, even like the wheels don't have to kill the Feldrax. If I can put some wounds down, they can't charge the disciples.
Yeah.
Because like if he only has say 3 wounds left or something, it's pretty easy to spike with like 10 toxic hits and just get like 2 or 3 wounds.
Yeah, true.
So I think I can make it like pretty risky that he won't want to.
Yeah, I mean when I played Ollie, he was being very conservative. So if he's playing it in the same way, then I think you can probably push at him and force some mistakes.
Yeah, I think so. Apparently, he said on Discord that, I don't know if it's just mind games, but he said that he had a plan of like winning small or losing small for the first few games, and then going kind of balls out. So we'll see if he does. But I think I can pick when we fight, which should be good. He can ram that relentless march block at me, but whatever. Like
Yeah, I mean, you're not really going to be able to touch it, the
no,
block.
like
but
I can just even when he rams it at me 15 inches, like I can just march everything between 10 and 16 inches away.
yeah, and you have the chaff to just stand in front as well.
So I think I can deal with that because it's not highly mobile. His magic isn't that scary, and then yeah, I think I'm gonna win, but I don't think it's gonna be a big win.
Yeah, I
enough
agree. I
to-
think the most you probably get is like a 15 or something.
Yeah, but because we're both on 33 points, and what do we have? Jeff Keeling is leading on 50.
Yeah.
Trent is on 39. Frank is on 39, and Marcus is on 36. So is Ollie. So there's 36, 36, 39, 39, and 50 that we have to beat, plus their scores from next
So
round.
we're like 6 points behind.
Yeah. So it's probably like worth going for the 20.
It's like 20 or nothing, right?
Yeah, exactly. So if Ollie doesn't come at me, I'm just gonna have to go and root him out of his corner again.
Yeah. I kind of feel the same in my game as well.
So one of us is going to get a 20. And usually I'm
someone's
the one
going with
cornering,
20.
so I don't really fancy my chances of rooting him out of the corner. Because that's not what I usually do, so we'll see.
You're the expert at cornering though, so maybe you should use your knowledge of your own tactics against Ollie.
Maybe, yeah. We'll give that a go and see what happens. But yeah, I think it's going to be a good bloody game, but I'm going to back myself again. But not all 3 times, and I'm on 2 losses and 1 win, so what do I know?
What's your prediction then?
I'm going to say 13 to me, and then I'll be really sad and not get out of the groups anyway, and it'll all be a waste of time. But
Okay, I think you're going to push it. I think you're going to get 14.
oh, thanks.
But I don't think you're going to make it out of the groups because I'm going to get more.
So who are you playing?
So I am playing Matt Clues, I believe. Let me just check that one.
So Matt.
Yep. So Matt is also playing Vampire Covenant.
Right.
And he's on 23 points. So in theory, I should be doing better than him. I've got the easy game out of us
You
all.
had to play someone 10 points below you.
Apparently.
And I had to play someone 3 points above us.
Yeah.
This is a fix.
Well, you just got to pay the right people.
Yeah. I suppose that's the secondary points, isn't it? Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. So this is actually a very similar list to mine. So where I've got 2 banshees, he's got 3 banshees. Where I've got 1 unit of ghouls, he's got 2 units of ghouls. We've both got the Beauregard, but he's got halberds rather than shields. Where I've got the Varkalax, he's got the Winged Reapers.
Yeah.
We both have a unit of zombies.
He's swapped the bats for phantom hosts for giants.
That's pretty much the difference there.
And
then
his vampires.
I have the Vampire Knights.
Yeah.
And then the flying character. And instead of the BSB, he has the expensive Lamia guy.
Yeah.
Essence of Mithril with True Thirst. I'm assuming going in the Beauregard to give them the extra healing and the extra, offensive and defensive skill from Commandment.
That vampire is very expensive.
Yes.
Like, what's she got? Distracted and a 2 of armor.
Yes.
So you just reroll to wound, lethal strike it, and it's dead.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Only needs to 2 wounds as well because it's multiple wounds 2 against characters.
Yeah, so that's like. So he can't afford to go into a Beauregard off with you because you'll just take the vampire.
Yeah, but he can also do the same to my vampire, right? But he's not got reroll to wound. Oh no, he has got reroll to wound because he's got evocation.
Yours is only your BSB though.
Yeah, it's true.
His is worth like 1,100 points if you kill it.
Oh yeah. It's definitely a good trade for me.
That's insane. What's True Thirst?
That's the one where every wound you do, you get a vampiric roll, and then you get the wounds back on the unit.
Ah, okay, that's kind of cool.
So it's pretty good. You can also heal the character a lot. So I need to kill it in 1 round.
Right, yeah. So if you don't do 3 wounds, you've wasted your time. Basically.
Or 2 wounds, yeah.
Right, but with the multi-wounds that should help.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, so it's an interesting matchup. The alchemy is gonna not help me so much in range, which is good because that means I get to take the combat buffs. I think the flying vampire and the Varkalax will do okay in this game, trying to pin down the necromancer.
Yeah, the winged reapers don't have autonomous in Vampire Covenant. Is that right?
That's correct, yeah.
Yeah, so your Varkalax are far more mobile.
Yeah, and the vampire knights as well.
Yeah, so
And you say it's 2 pennies, right?
yeah.
So he's got a lot more scoring than me. I don't think the Wing Reapers are scoring actually. So he's got 4 units, I've got 3. So it depends how the terrain is to kind of what will happen here.
Yeah, I imagine secondary is probably going to be a draw unless someone like smashes the other person and breaks the whole way through their line. Which,
Yeah.
I think
it's a really even match, to be honest. The Wing Reapers are probably going to cause me some problems.
How do you deal with Phantom Hosts?
Banshees.
Are they have magical attacks and stuff?
I think the Scream is magical.
Okay.
Or I have occultism as well.
Right, that's good.
If
and
I
can you
really
do? Does Glory of Gold give?
Yeah, Glory of Gold gives magical attacks as well.
Right, so you can just put that on whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's not so bad. So yeah, I think it's pretty close, but
I think it's a good matchup for me, but I don't think it's a 20-0 matchup for me. But I'm just going to have to basically push at him and hope I kill the vampire.
yeah, because you're a lot more mobile. Obviously, he can zone you with the Winged Reapers. I think I'm not sure how to go against Varkalax, but like if you can push around him and force him to be kind of trying to look 2 or 3 different ways, I think like you could force an opportunity where you break through and end up getting a big win.
Yeah, I hope so. That's basically the plan, I think.
So you reckon you're getting out of the group, or?
I reckon I'm going to win this game, but I don't reckon I'm going to get out of the group. It depends on like how big I can push this. I'm going to go balls. I'm going to go balls in for it and go for the 20. But yeah, I mean, he's also going to be striking first, I think, with the Beauregard because of the halberds. No, because does the Lamy give an extra?
I think the Lamy gives -1 to you or something, does it? Or is that the court?
I think that's actually the court, but he has Wizard Master and Witchcraft. So he'll probably be able to strike first, but he's hit me on 4s because I've got shields. I don't know. I think it will all depend a lot on the terrain and how we deploy.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna predict 20 to me.
Right. I feel like you can get like 13 plus.
Yeah, I think in a normal game it's probably like a 12, 13-ish.
Yeah, it's a light greeny kind of ETC pairing for you, I think. But,
yeah.
Yeah, I mean you're gonna have to go for it, and one of you is gonna win big because there's no point in.
Yeah, vampires against vampires. Whoever kills the general first and breaks the Beauregard is gonna win.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I think it'll be pretty interesting.
Right. So let's have a quick look at the other matchups in our group.
Yeah, cool. So first table we have Trent with his Vermin Swarm.
Maybe we should go bottom up, or is
I have them here, yeah. So with Trent against Frank. So Trent's on Vermin Swarm, Frank is on Dwarves.
This is how come Jeff is playing someone else? Oh, Jeff's playing Marcus. I see.
Oh, Marcus, yeah.
Yeah.
I think the tables are just random order because remember we were table 1 last round for some reason.
All right. Let's try and take it from the bottom up. So Kev is playing.
He's playing Aristo, I think, because Jordan dropped.
Okay, so we can cancel that one out.
Yeah.
So the next one up is Shane and Rob.
Yeah. So Rob that we both played with his Orcs and Goblins.
Yeah.
Against Shane's Everything's Res 6 UD army, wasn't it?
Yeah, correct. All the Harbingers and the Dread Sphinx and the Battle Sphinx and all the terracotta stuff.
Yeah, so they're both on 21. They both have 2 losses and a win, so I think Shane could do okay in this one. This could be his game to redeem.
Yeah, I can see it as well. I think the Orcs will struggle to deal with all the Res 8 stuff.
Yeah, the Dread Sphinxes are the ones that eat anti-monster ones, aren't they?
Yeah. So he can definitely have a go at the Gargantula with that thing.
Yeah, and the Wyvern I don't think is capable of fighting the stuff. So
he's a reroll to wound though, but is he strength 7 in the first round?
Yeah, with like 4.
No, it's paired weapons, so it's strength 6 in the first round. So yeah, I think the Wyvern is going to struggle as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if Shane can get the combo charges off, which he should be able to because he's faster, then he should look pretty good. He can just keep stomping away at the blocks.
Yeah. So
I think I'm backing
Shane. I reckon Shane should come away with this as well. Don't care about the Mad Gits. Don't care about shamanism so much. What's he got? Wizard the Witchcraft. Yeah. I think it's quite a good list to go into the Orcs.
Yeah, I think I'd give it to Shane for like a 13 to a 15 win or something.
Yeah, for sure. So the next one
is yourself and Matt,
which we've been through. Am I that far down? I've not lost a game yet. And then it's you and Ollie, and then we've got Marcus against Trent.
No, Marcus is playing Jeff because Jeff has already played Trent and Frank.
Okay,
so Jeff's in first place. Trent's in second, Frank's in third, Marcus is in fourth. But Jeff has beaten the number 2 and number 3 already. So
okay, so what's Marcus got?
All the Hoarders, I think, if I remember.
Yeah, that's right. 4 units of Lemurs and 3 units of Hoarders, 2 units of Bloat Fries, Furies, a Harbinger on a Pulpit, and an Omen. And then Jeff has got all the Feldrax, all the Chariots, all the MSU stuff, and a Sorcerer.
Yeah. Someone asked earlier in the Discord, could we discuss how to beat all the Feldrax and Chariots? But I haven't a clue.
I think if you wanted to write a list that works really well, is you go with Highborn Elves and you take 3 Bolt Throwers and loads of Lion Guard and Lion Chariots.
Yeah.
And maybe a character on the Lion Chariot. Or 2.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think anyone that plays that many Feldrax is like a bad person. So.
Yeah, Jeff is obviously a pretty bad person here. He's got 12 Feldrax and 1, 2, 3, 6 Chariots.
There's a strong moral question here of should you be doing that? I think. And clearly you should, because he's on 3 wins and 50 points after 3 games.
Yeah, and he's also played good players as well.
Yeah, that's he has to play number 4 because he's beaten 2 and 3 already. Which is gone,
So the question is, can the Hoarders beat the Feldrax and the Chariots? I'm gonna say no.
I feel like no, because what did we say? 6 Chariots?
Yeah, 6 Chariots.
Yeah, they can beat 2 Chariots maybe, because it's too risky. The Hoarders might get through them. They won't. They'll bounce, but the fact that he's got 10 threats, he's just going to combo charge everything, isn't
he? Yeah, I think so. And the Omen will obviously do well against the Chariots because they're characters.
Yeah.
But he's not really got. Even if the Omen is going into them, they're really cheap.
Yeah.
So it's not really so bad if he loses 1 or even 2 of them.
I don't think the Omen wants to take the impact hits off of one either, though.
Oh yeah, it's not magical.
Yeah, so he gets a 6 up or 5 up Aegis.
Yeah. No, so, 6 up Aegis against non-magical.
I think if I was Jeff, I'd be like, oh, okay, I'll just throw that at you. You have to challenge me.
Yeah, you have to challenge. They have to challenge, right?
And then if it doesn't work, I'll just
throw the next one in.
With the next one.
Yeah.
Now, if that doesn't work, I'll go again. I just keep going until it's dead.
And I think that's probably what he will do as well.
Yeah.
So I think Jeff should probably come away with this one as well.
Yeah, I think Jeff's going to finish this event with 60 odd points out of his 4 games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it's going to be a 20, but I think Marcus might struggle a little bit.
No, like it's going to be, I think, a 12 or a 13 to Jeff.
Yeah, I don't think the Thalman surgery really helps either that much.
It seems he knows what he's doing as well, because like if he didn't, he would have messed up one of the games. So I think he's pretty good at this list, because like you could drip feed someone and end up losing the game, but he seems to be playing the right way.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so then the last one.
Frank and Trent. So Vermin Swarm against Dwarves.
So I guess the Vermin Swarm will probably struggle, but let's see. So Frank has got a king on a throne with a Holdstone, Dragon Seeker, a Thane with a Holdstone, an Anvil, 25 Greybeards with great weapons. Is that a Vanguard?
Swiftness, yeah.
25 Warriors with great weapons and Vanguard. Kingsguard with Wisdom, 20 of them. 20 Seekers, Vanguard. 14 Seekers, Vanguard. 12 Miners, paired weapons, throwing weapons, Musician. Okay, so this is like a horrible standard dwarf list to play against. It's got like the stubborn stuff going on and loads of vanguarding seekers. And then Trent.
So yeah, Trent, I played round 1.
So it's a similar-ish list to yours, but he's got the big unit of Brotherhood with Pendulum.
Yeah, and he's got 50 Ratted Arms.
Rather than the Vermin Guard.
Yeah.
He's got 2 units of Disciples instead of 3, and he's got 3 units of Footpads instead of 4.
It's still a poor choice.
The Gutter Blades, I think they're not going to be that useful in this matchup. Neither will the Dreadnought.
No.
But the
Anvil is pretty good at defending itself, isn't it? So like, the Gutter Blades probably can't even go for the Anvil.
I think they can probably hold it up. They have poison, right?
Yeah, maybe.
And they can just shoot at it.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose they just stand there and shoot it. It'll be dead eventually. Yeah.
I think the catapults could be quite good in this matchup. I mean, it's wounding on 5s, but it's still big blocks of infantry.
Yeah, if he gets hits, like it's like 5 dead dwarves a turn, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I mean the Seekers maybe will cause a problem.
Yeah.
How does he deal with them?
Just get deployed as normal and chaff the Seekers instead of going for things.
Yeah. He's got the demon though, so he has got some magic, and the occultism can also help.
Yeah.
I think it's more towards the dwarves and the Vermin Swarm, but not by much.
No, I think it probably is like a small win to the dwarves, but it's only like 1 or 2 dice spikes away from the Vermin Swarm picking it up.
Yeah, and the demon could also do quite a lot of work in this game, because he's not really got much that can. Well, he's got if you can avoid the characters actually killing him.
Yeah, I mean he should never ever be touching the dwarf characters. So.
No.
Because he's 13 inches faster than
their
charger, so you can just like move away and zap. But yeah, I think it's probably going to be Frank's. He's doing pretty well as well. Well, both of them are obviously if they're playing on the second table, but I think it's probably, given the secondary as well, I think that helps Frank a lot because.
Yeah, because Jeff can sit on the. Oh, not Jeff. Sorry, Trent. No, Frank can sit on the objectives.
Yeah. And I think it's just going to be hard for Trent to push through him.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas if Frank actually makes a push at him, he might be able to do it. Because I think there's less to go wrong with the dwarves being so resilient and stubborn and stuff.
They're not going to run away, and there's a lot of seekers and stuff.
Yeah, and even if you miss a charge and you get counter charge, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it is 9th Age on easy mode, of course, because it's dwarves.
They're another moral question of whether they should.
Alright, so I reckon, let's say that Trent and Frank go for like a small win, maybe a 10. Let's say it's 10-10 just to make things interesting. So that they're going to end on 49 points each.
Right.
And then we both agreed that Marcus would lose pretty big to Jeff.
Right. So Jeff's in first place.
So Jeff's in first place. So everyone's just playing for second.
Right.
So that kind of puts Marcus out. And then it's you and Ollie, and me and Matt, who are still probably at this point just about in contention.
So you reckon it's one of Ollie, me, you, Matt is going to be in second place?
Well, not Matt, because Matt's on 23.
Oh, sorry, yeah. So one of me, you, and Ollie.
Me, you, and Ollie. So I reckon if I can push Matt to like a 17, it gives me like a pretty good chance of actually getting through.
If the guy's 10-10, yeah.
Yeah, if Trent and Frank 10-10.
And if me and Ollie don't do a big score.
But I think as we talked about, it's a small win for you rather than a big win.
Yeah.
So I think I've got a chance here, maybe.
Maybe. I think if me and Ollie both just go for it so that one person gets through, it's going to be tough. Yeah, maybe you can do it.
Maybe. So I reckon I need a 17 to go through here. That's gonna be my prediction.
Yeah, I think you need the 20.
To be safe, yeah. And I think it's obviously you're on the same points as me, so I reckon it's the same for you.
The two guys as well, say if you draw with Trent or Frank, they both have quite a bit of victory points, so you're going to need to...
Yeah, I don't know if I've been putting my victory points in after 3 games, but there was one game where I did get 0.
Yeah, you have 4, 8, 09. I think our game I put them in for our game anyway.
Okay.
So
I probably have then. Probably is correct.
It's like 2,400 a game, and then
Yeah.
the one where Ollie wouldn't fight you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, maybe you can do it. Maybe
so
I can do it.
we're both looking for big wins. That's at least but it's possible, at least with the draw.
Yeah. What would be beautiful is if Matt beats you, just so neither of you get in. No, neither of you get a chance. Like.
I'm just gonna chat shit to him all game and make him push at me.
Because even if he gets a 20 and Trent or Frank, like whichever one of them wins, goes through ahead of him, so he can just drag you out of the competition. So that'll be nice.
Yeah, maybe he will. Maybe he will.
I think it's going to be Jeff and Frank. True, probably realistically.
Yeah, realistically.
Jeff's going to get a decent sized win off Marcus, and Frank's going to sneak a small win off Trent, and that's the end of it then.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's like a 12, I'd still need a 20 to go through.
Yeah. I think though the fact it's so close coming up to this end thing is like pretty good. I know Jeff's kind of like 11 points clear at the top, but there's still a lot to play for like half the group.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's good. It's a good format. I'm glad Aristo brought this up as a kind of a way of playing.
Yeah, I like it. I would definitely like to do this kind of format again. Maybe that should be the next Celtic Cup format.
Yeah, the big groups are interesting. I like it. It's cool. But yeah, let's see what happens. I'm playing Ollie on Friday, I think.
Yeah, I have my game Wednesday, so we can come back next week and find out what happens. And then I think what we should probably do is also, assuming that we're probably not going to get through to the next round, we can also follow the rest of the tournament and see how the Jeff and Frank or whoever it is gets on.
Yeah, that sounds good. We'll see who they come up against, because there's some big names in the other groups that could be.
Yeah, I think we got a fairly quiet group over here.
Yeah, a nice evenly matched one. Group B, I think, was the one that was like just England, ETC, and then Fraz and Ed. So
how are Fraz and Ed doing?
Where are we? Ed is in 8th and Fraz is in 7th. So doing okay. 29, 19 points.
I'm just gonna pull it up now for those watching on YouTube.
So both of them are out of contention for qualifying, I think. Yeah. But so that's going to be Colin and somebody.
It's pretty tight up there. High elves, Dread elves. First 3.
High elves must be good.
I haven't played High Elves in ages.
Dread elves is interesting. They're not that common anymore.
No, not with the new book just around the corner.
No, but they were kind of, for a while anyway, they seem to be the whipping boys of the elves.
They're doing pretty well in Denmark, actually. There's a few guys who are playing really well with Dread
Yeah,
Elves.
I like them. The Polish had that list with all the assassins and MSU stuff that was pretty good last year as well, but I don't know. They're always a cool army, I thought, but the new book's very cool. I'm definitely gonna look into getting them.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, who do we think Colin out of that group and someone?
Without looking at the lists and the matchups, it's hard to tell. Which group do we actually play against if we go through?
Let me check. I think it's A and C, but let me just double check. He has a pack here on Discord. So yeah, A plays C. So
is that it would be our group against Group A.
Group A, which is Amit, Alistair Parran, Paul Gobold, Tom Clues, Rory, Raf.
Shall we just take a look at Amit's list for just to close up? Who's probably going to be playing? If we do get through, we're probably going to be playing as Amit, assuming he continues to win.
Yeah, man, Amit's obviously really good. He's on demons, I'd say. Yeah.
So lots of Myrmidons, 3 Threshing Engines, 2 Titan Slayer Chariots, 3 Bloatfires, Blazing Glories, 2 Harbingers. So to me it looks like lots of chariots, lots of MSU. I love
this list because it's not Lemures.
Yeah, me too. What does Hot Blood do you know?
No, I will look it up.
Yeah, I like it because it's not Lemurs as well. I think the Blazing Glories also have a lot of legs on them.
Yeah, and those Threshing Engines throw the Spear spell as well, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. So lots and lots of spears actually. He's got 4 of them.
Or something. If he wants.
Yeah, it's quite an interesting list. Very different to maybe what you see in other places. It's maybe actually a bit similar to Jordan's list from before. He's got the 2 Blazing Glories and the 3 Horde Threshers.
What was I looking for? Hot Blood. Hot Blood is this fucking book. Hot Blood is Devastating Charge plus 2 agility.
Okay.
So
trying to get a sneak on the elves if you come up against them.
So agility 4, so agility 6.
7.
No, 7 then charge, yeah. Pretty quick.
Yeah, it's nice.
They are fragile though.
Well, he's got 1 unit of Lemurs.
Yeah, but like if you got a Pyro Wizard, those Myrmidons aren't gonna be around too long. I suppose they're really cheap, 225s.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, it's a cool list. Flies seem to be back in fashion a lot as well, which is.
Yeah. So let's say, assuming that you get through, how do you feel about fighting this list?
I don't want to get through anymore. It's just gonna be a waste of time. It's just another week to get knocked out then. So, Ollie, the game is all yours.
You have to play a little bit, James, just to get me through.
Yeah. I don't know, the div magic and stuff, maybe I can pick up some points, but let's cross that bridge when we get to it. I'll focus on taking down warriors first and then.
Yeah. Alright then. Let's leave it at that then for today. But thanks again for coming on as always, and we'll get you on later in the week or next week just to round up on the group stages.
Yeah. Hopefully one of us will have a tale of glory and be talking about what we're going to do to Amit's list.
Either that, or we're just going to be really sad that we tried to get 20 and died.
Yeah, we could both end up with 0 if we go for this too hard, but
yeah.
It's a good story either way.
Let's see what happens. So as I said at the start of the show, you can check out my new hobby channel. on YouTube. It's called HPM Hobby. I've got one video up there right now, and I'm in the process of making a few more. You can find me Twitter and Instagram as well, and you can also find us at Amatime Podcast on Twitter, and you can find us on YouTube, Amatime Podcast, SoundCloud, Amatime Podcast. So thanks for listening, and we'll join you on the next show.